Very respected speaker of this evening, CS Vivek Sharma, Secretary of SCRC, CA Panaraj, senior members, friends, very good evening to all of you. Yes, you all aware, SCRC has been arranging continuous programs on various innovative topics, but some of the topics will be very unique and specialized topics. But only very few of our members doing those kind of specialized services. Today is one such a topic, economic and commercial laws with relating to intellectual property rights. We have huge opportunities in these areas, but very few members specializing in these kind of assignments. Keeping this in our mind, we SCRC organized this excellent program for the benefit of the members and to create awareness about these kind of areas of practice. Today we have with us a very good speaker, CS Vivek Sharma from New Delhi, to speak on the topic. And on behalf of members of this great region, I welcome him for this evening session. We are greatly thankful to our learned speaker for accepting our invitation and addressing us. Most importantly, I welcome all the members who are attending this excellent program. Today, we are in one more an enlightening evening session, and I am sure that everyone would add to their thoughts on the subject immensely. In this good occasion, on behalf of SCRC, I place on record our words of appreciation to our members in the southern region. For the most of the programs, large number of members are participating, which shows their eagerness to keep themselves abreast on the subject of professional interest. I once again extend my warm welcome to the speaker and all the participants of this evening program. Before into the topic, I request CA Panaraj sir, Secretary of SCRC, to introduce the speaker to the viewers.
Yes, thank you, Chairman, and good evening all. Once again, welcome Vivek Sharma ji for this program. And as he rightly pointed out, Chairman, is one of the another very good topic for extending our professional areas of practice, economic and commercial laws, trade-related intellectual property rights. Okay. So I take the pleasure of introducing the speaker, who is Company Secretary of practicing at Delhi. He is a BCom graduate from Delhi University and a fellow member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, and holding trademark agent code. He has, to his credit, an experience of 10 years in secretarial, accountancy, GST, finance, corporate consultancy, and advisory fields. He has an excellent rapport with various government departments like ROC, MCA, and NCLT, etc. He is also an eminent and regular speaker at various seminars and visiting faculty of EDPs, MSOPs, PDPs, organized by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, Northern Region, and also by other professional institutions. With this brief introduction, I once again welcome you and hand over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. First of all, good evening, everyone. And thank you so much, Chairman SIRC of ICSI and Secretary SIRC of ICSI for giving me an opportunity to speak among all intellectual person about the topic of intellectual property rights. Right? Thank you so much. Is my PPT?
Yeah, I can see the PPT, but in front of it we have a folder that is visible. So can you minimize it? And now, can you just navigate to PPT? I think the slideshow is already on. Yeah, now it's in the slides. Yes, it's.
Okay, sir. So today's topic is very much important. That is intellectual property, and nowadays intellectual property topic is very hot in the market, right? So I'm just
Yes, sir. Slideshow is visible. Yeah, visible.
Yeah, Neat, can I minimize this view because I am not able to
Yeah,
see my
that
whole screen?
orange arrow mark, it will hide the entire panel. If you click on hide orange arrow mark, it will hide.
Okay, okay,
Yes, you can run.
okay, got it. Thank you so much. So imagination is more important than the knowledge, right? So what is intellectual property? And what is the intellectual property right? Today's topic is very much important. So it means the legal right resulted from the intellectual activity in the industrial, scientific, literary, and artistic field. It is a cluster of legal recognized rights associated with the innovation and the creativity. Today, I'm sharing my PPT along with the case law studies, as well as, if the times allows us, then I will share the practical part of the how to apply trademarks and how to file replies and all. And the work of the mind as against the physical product, land, and other tangible resources. So what is an intellectual property? Intellectual property is a property that arises from a human intellect. It is a product of a human creation. If the word, you can understand that human intellect, the property which is arising from the human intellect is an intellectual property, and we can distinguish in the two forms. First, the literary and the artistic works, and second is the industrial property. And if we talk about what is the literary and artistic work, they are the books, paintings, musical compositions, plays, movies, radio, TV programs, performance, and other artistic works. And how they are protected? They are protected by the copyrights. And if we talk about industrial property, so industrial property describes the physical matter that is the product of an idea, the concept of commercial purpose. The main thing you have to understand that the commercial purpose should be there for the industrial property. Physical matter is the product of an idea or a concept. So how they are protected? They are protected by the patented objects, by trademark, by industrial designs, trade secrets, layout designs, and geographical indications. And you can see one product, many IPRs. If we can take an example of this pen, right? So fountain pen can store ink. That is the invention at that point of a time. That is a patent. And the utility model for the grip and pipe for the injection of ink. Industrial design, smart design with the grip in shape of a new arrow, if we talk about fountain pen. And the trademark provided on the product and the packaging of a distinguishing it from other pens, right? So one product, many IPR. We have to understand a basic thing that in a one product, we have seen so many IPRs. And what are the challenges? What are the things we are facing day to day in the IPRs? We have divided into three parts. First is the technical, second is the legal, and third one is the economic issues. So technical issues, protection of what? So we have to make understand that what is the IPR and protection of what, and legal issues, how to protect, because as in my previous slide I have already shown you that you have to be very much clear that whether it is a copyright, whether it is a patent, whether it is a trademark, so how to protect. And the last one is economic issue, how to commercialize the protection. As already discussed, so my 2 or 3 slides are similar to the previous one, but to make you all understand and clear very much, so that's why I have repeated my PPT only 2 or 3 slides in a repetition mode. If we talk about major types of IPs, if functional and technical inventions, so that is governed by the Patent Act. And if we talk about the purely artistic works, that is a Copyright Act. And if we talk about a symbol, logo, word, sound, color, and design, that is protected by the Trademark Act 1999. Before moving forward the intellectual property rights and laws, we should know about the law governing in India about the intellectual properties. So intellectual property laws in India is Trademark Act 1999, the Copyright Act 1957, the Design Act 2000, the Patent Act 1970, the Geographical Indication of a Goods Act 1999, and the Semiconductor Integrated Circuits Layout Designs Act 2000, and the Protection of Plant and Varieties and Farmers' Right Act 2001. Again, if we talk about the term of registration, so if we apply for the trademark, so after getting the trademark certificate, right, we have to renew it after the expiry of the due date. So in the case of trademark, there is a term of 10 years from the date of filing. Here I am giving you a practical example, and some of your client or some of other professional may confuse. For example, I am just giving you example. In 2010, we have applied one trademark, and suppose we got the certificate in 2014. So our balance term for using the trademark as a registered trademark is 6 years, right? So your term is expired in 2020, because most of the people having in a mind that the 10 years we are getting from the date of getting the registered certificate. But in the law, it is clearly mentioned that, because we have seen so many professionals, so many clients are confusing. So the most important thing is that 10 years from the date of filing, not from the date of issuing of certificate. So when you apply for the trademark, your term is started. Nowadays, online trademark department is working very hard, and we will get a certificate. If the objection is not came, then we get the trademark certificate within a 5 or 6 months. But earlier, when I have given you example in 2010, it will take around 1 year, 2 year, 3 year down the line to get the research certificate. So 10 years from the date of filing. Now, if we talk about design, 10 years from the date of filings, patent 20 years from the date of filings, GI, geographical indications, 10 years from the date of filings. But that is not in case of a copyright. So in copyright, they have divided into two parts. If we talk about literary, dramatic, and musical and artistic work, lifetime of the author, right, plus 60 years from the beginning of the calendar year next following the year in which the author dies. So there is no terms of a 10 year, there is a term of lifetime of the author plus 60 years from the beginning of the calendar year next following year in which the author dies. When we talk about cinematographic films, sound records, government works, public undertaking, international agencies, and photographs, that is until 60 years from the beginning of the calendar year next following of the years in which the work is first published. The word is the first publish. And again, this I am just giving you a start in my beginning slides are just a basic things about the IPRs, because lot of persons still confuse which department, which ministry is dealing with. So now if we talk about the hierarchical parts, the Ministry of Commerce and Industries are dealing with. In that, there is a one Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion Board, and there is a CGPDM, Controller General of Patent, Design and Trademark, and we have a regional office of the Patent Office. We have an office in Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, and Chennai. And Trademark Registry, we have 5 offices in Delhi, Kolkata, Mumbai, Chennai, and Ahmedabad. If we talk about GI registry, that is in Chennai, and Patent Information System NIAPM at Nagpur. And if we talk about copyright works under the Ministry of Human Resource Department, HRD Department, Government of India. So this slide is dealing with the Patent Office, Senior General, Joint Controller of Patent and Design, Joint Registrar of Trademarks, and we have to apply trademark or all the IPRs where your registered office of the business is located, right? You have to be select your jurisdiction according to the business registration address. So now we move towards the basic topic of the IPR, that is trademark. Talk about trademark. Trademark is a symbol, logo, words. So what is a trademark? If we talk about a symbol, logo, word, sound, color, design, or other device that is used to identify a business or a product in a commerce, right? So different symbols are used in the trademark. First is a TM, second one is a registered R in a circle. When we apply for the trademark, on the very first day, we have to write TM above of your trademark. Like if it is logo, if it is word, if it is sound, if it is symbol, you have to be, as per the legal right, you have to write down TM above of the trademark. When you get the certificate, right, then you have to be write down registered in circle. So why trademark is important? So you can understand from this slide, life without branding. If you see that is a bottle of Coke, soda, chips, cornflakes, and toilet paper. If they don't have a brand, so how they look like? And we all prefer brand. So live with the branding is like that. So you can distinguish from one brand to the other. As I already mentioned, that Trademark Act covered under the Trademark Act 1999, and it came into the effect on September 15, 2003, and it replaced by the Trade and Mercantile Marks Act 1958. And it extends to all of India, and it shall come into the force on such date as the central government may publish by the notification in the official gazette. So there is, although there is a one in a one slide I have given you a complete registration process, but how it works, how we will do, I have discussed step by step. For example, if you apply for the trademark, first we have to do a public search, right? You have to be logging at, nowadays there is no physical search is allowed. Earlier it was allowed. Now you have to log in ipindia.gov.in, and that you find out the one option that is a search. So in a trademark, first you have to be identified in which class you are dealing with. In the trademark, total 45 classes are there, and from 1st to 34 classes they are dealing with goods, and rest 10 from 35 to 45 they are dealing with services. So when you are going to search a trademark, you have first to select in which category, in which classification you are falling. Your product or services, your product or services of your business is falling in which class. First you have identified that. When you got to know about the trademark class, then there is an option. I will try, if time allows, after my PPT, I will try to give you a practical experience as well. And after, there is an option, if we select the class, then we have to be select the trademark. So my suggestion to all of you is that don't try to put all word together, like we have witnessed in the Companies Act also. When we apply in the name to the ROC, sometimes we search it at our office, but the same name is rejected by the ROC. Same happen in trademark also. So we have to be apply in a permutation and combination of the words, and for example, I'm just giving you an example. If I am going to apply one name that is a Tupperware. So in a Tupperware, I have not just typed I have just selected the class. Then I will not write down the Tupperware in a full. I will search in a bit and pieces, right? So I have to be search like Tupperware, T-U-P-P, and again the correct spelling is T-U-P-P-E-R, Tupperware. But again, as I already informed you that I have to try it in a bit and pieces. So again, what I do, I will search in TUP space PER space something like that. So bit and pieces is, and thorough search. I have spent lot of time in search, because see, applying of a trademark is very easy task, but getting in a certificate is a difficult task. So if you invest the time and money of your client, you have to give a better services. You have to be first focus on the basic foundation of the trademark registration process, that is a search. If you got to know that this mark is available, then you have to be filed online or offline. You can file offline also a trademark application. The trademark application should be filed in a TMA form. And if we talk about the fees, it should be 10,000 rupees and 5,000 rupees offline. But if we apply online, 10% rebate given by the government. So 5,000 become 10% of 500. So you will get to pay only 4,500 if you are applying for a online. And if we talk about 10,000 rupees, again 10,000 rupees discount given by the rebate given by the government, you have to pay 9,000. Now the question came in your mind that what is the difference between 5,000 and 10,000? So all the registered entity like a private limited company and all the body corporate like the limited liability partnership or the partnership firm, the government fees is 9,000 rupees online. But if they have a certificate like MSME startups, then again you get a 50% rebate on the amount. So then your same private limited company, same LLP, you have to pay only 4,500. And if we apply for the trademark of the proprietorship firm or an individual name, again the amount should be 4,500 rupees only. So you got to know about the fee structure, then you have to file it. And if we talk about what are the documents which are required to be filed along with the form, if we talk about online, so first you need a logo if you are going to register a logo. Apart from that, if you are applying directly or applying through the trademark agent, if you are applying through the trademark agent, then you have to be sign a power of attorney, right? You have to give a power of attorney to the trademark agent. Then you have to be attach power of attorney, one logo should be there. But if you are claiming startup rebate, startup India certificate rebate or a MSME rebate, you have to be put that certificate along with the application, right? So once your application is filed, you have to make the payment on the immediately when the department receive the payment, they give you the challan, and that's on that time only you have to be required that you have to write down TM on your trademark. And once you get the certificate, then you have to write down the registered in RR. So filing an application, after filing the application, the process start at the department side. So department will ask, right, if all there is a long way to go. First they have checked all your application. If there is no technical clerical error are there, then your trademark status will be go to the formality check pass. After that, if there is a objection after formality check pass, if there is objection, then department send you a notice that is called examination report, right? Most of the cases we have witnessed that department giving a notice in section 9 and section 11. What is section 9 and section 11? That I will share in the later part of the PPT. But after getting the examination of the trademark, we have to be file reply. We have to be response to the examination report within a 30 days from the issuance of the examination report. Again, if the department is satisfied with our reply, then they mark the trademark as an acceptance and advertise before the acceptance. Once they accept it, they publish in the trademark journal for 4 months for the open public. So trademark is be approved by the two part. First by the department, second it should be approved by the public. So once the department is satisfied that this trademark is, either they raise the examination report or not. Once they approve it like acceptance, then that trademark should be go in a publication, and if there is no opposition within 4 months we have received, no public objection is received to the department, they issue a certificate. For example, if they issue a opposition, then the process go for a lengthy process. Again, the legal part of the trademark starts when the opposition starts. So we have to file counter reply, evidence, and so long document we have to be proof it if your trademark is go under the opposition. And after getting the trademark certificate, you can enjoy the trademark within 10 years from the date of application, and after that you have to apply for after 10 years a renewal. So it's like that. We have to file trademark search, we have to file application. If the objection there is, you can see if the application is without objection or with objection. If there is no objection, the department will be accepted, and if there is objection, we have to be response to the examination report. If they are satisfied, then they will send the acceptance. After the acceptance, they will send the journal publication. If no opposition is received, they give the trademark registration certificate. So this is the whole process of trademark registration. This slide is already covered, like duration and fees of the trademark. So trademark is valid for 10 years from the date of application, which may be renewed for a further period of 10 years on the payment of prescribed fees. And the government fees is 4,500. I'm talking about online. The government fees is 4,500, 9,000 each class of our goods and services. Sometimes some person confused in the mind that whether we apply in the different class, should we get any discount or a rebate from the government? The answer is no. You have to be if you are going to apply in a different class also, you have to apply a fees which is prescribed 4,500 or a 9,000 rupees for each class. So renewal, what is a renewal? So if you get the certificate, the registered trademark is only valid for 10 years, after which it needs to be renewed. The registrar of the trademark will send you a letter of reminder of the expiry of the trademark 6 months prior to its expiry. When you are going to renew a trademark, you have two options: renew the trademark as it is, renew the trademark with the changes and the alteration. The application for the renewal of the trademark is the form TMR. For example, restoration after the renewal. There can be a time that a person forgot to renew their trademark in the given period time. No worry, there is still an option available in such a cases. In this case, failure to renew one can try to restore a trademark. So section 25 subsection 4 deals with the restoration of trademark under the Trademark Act 1999, where it allows the person to apply for the restoration of trademark, and restoration can be done within 1 year of the expiry of the registered trademark. So you have to give an extra amount restoration fees as well. So this is the section 9 which I'm talking about, most of the trademark we have received a trademark objection in section 9 and 11. So what is section 9? Section 9 talks about absolute ground for refusal of trademark. Marks that are devoid of any distinctive character, marks which serve to designate a kind, quality, intended purpose, values, geographical origin, or a time of a production of a goods. Marks which have become a customary in a current language or in an established practice of a trademark trade. Exception, there is an exception of section 9 subsection 3. Opposite mark shall not be refused registration if prior to the date of a trademark application the mark has acquired distinctive character or is a well-known trademark. And second, the mark may cause a deception or confusion in public. Mark comprises of a matter that is likely to be religious sentiments, any class of a people. Mark comprises of scandalous or obscene matter. Mark is prohibited under the Emblem and Names Prevention of Improper Use Act 1950. And if the mark consists of shape of a good which result from the nature of the good themselves. So this is the ground on the basis of which the department, if feel comfortable, then they make a objection. And believe me, to get the certificate of section 9 is much difficult if we talk about section 11. And what is the section 11? Section 11 talks about the relative ground of a refusal of trademark. If the mark caused likelihood of confusion on the part of the public, like likelihood of the association with the earlier trademark, that is called a similar or identical. And if the mark is identical or well-known trademark in India and use of the later mark may be detriment to the distinctive character of well-known trademark. And if the mark used in India is liable to be prevented by the law of passing off or a copyright law. So once you applied the trademark, the department say you have to be applying the that form, that color, that font only. You cannot change. For example, you applied for the Vimal, that is also Vimal, and if you use the Vimal in a circle but you have changed the font, so that is not acceptable by the government. Same like a ADT, same like other trademarks. So the font, size, proposition and placement should be there. If we get the certificate, we have to use in that way only. Lot of person came us that if we applied the trademark right now, but we maybe in the future we will change the color. What we do? So we advise them that you have to be applying a black and white. If you are not filed, you have finalized your color of your trademark, then it's better to file in a black and white. So don't change the spelling. That is very much important. Same if you pronunciation are both are the same, but and you cannot use the abbreviation of your trademark like MPC Pottery Gwalior or MPC PNG. Tommy Hilfiger, Calvin. So you don't change the spelling after the trademark. So you can see the trademark like a Coca-Cola, like a Nike. Name is Coca-Cola is a name. That is as I already mentioned in the trademark definition. You can register the name, logo type, symbol, slogan, shape of a bottle, shape and a color. Even a color can be registered as a trademark. So there is a different type of a trademark. So we are talking about first is a collective trademark. So what is a collective trademark? A collective trademark is owned by an organization like a company secretary. ICSI use the word CS, this logo, and your chartered accountant are using word the CA, and logo is used by all the chartered accountant, right? So that is the collective. I have not applied that CS. I'm using this CS word logo on my car, on my diary, or wherever I'm proposed to use my name, but I have not applied it because that is already applied by our institute, right? That is a collective mark that is used by its member to identify themselves with a level of quality, accuracy, geographical origin, or other characteristics set by the organization. I'm just giving you example of CES and Tata Sun. You can take example of CA. And next part is certificate trademark. So again, the certificate trademark is a special type of a trademark used to indicate that a product or service meet a certain standard. For example, certification trademark may indicate that the product or service meets a certain standard of quality and is made of a particular materials and has been made in a certain way or is a form of a particular location, like ICSI, ISI mark, ISO mark. ISO, the Indian Standard Organization, certified 9001, and you have witnessed all the ISO certification. That is a certificate mark. Very much important that the term used in the Trademark Act is associate trademark. The trademark are registered as an associate trademark in India. In case where two marks registered under the same class are identical or so nearly resemble with each other as likely to deceive or cause a confusion if used by a person. The word is if used by the person other than the proprietor in respect of same good or description of a goods or services. The primary trademark which is granted cover the primary intellectual property of a business, but the business may also apply for an associate trademark for a dissimilar goods or services. I'm just giving you example of what is associate trademark. For example, a distillery name Jack can register a trademark for Jack's wine, but he must register an associate trademark for Jack's beers and Jack whiskey. Before, if the company want to expand its business, right now they are dealing with wines, but in future if they are dealing with a beer and a whiskey, then if the company want to expand its business and want to file an application associating with it with the earlier mark, has thus the filed an application with the broader specification, and it can do so provided that the application can also contain a specification of earlier application. I hope I have cleared the associate trademark definition. So now move for the assignment of trademark. So what is the assignment of trademark? Assignment of trademark occurs when ownership of such, for example, ownership of a such mark as such is transferred. Like already mentioned, the word assignment, when we assign to the other person. Assignment of a trademark occurs when the ownership of such mark as such is transferred from one party to another, whether along with or without the goodwill of the business. Whether the word is another, whether along with or without the goodwill of the business. In case of a registered trademark, such assignment is required to be recorded in the register of trademarks. Applicant is required to file TMP along with the application fees. So type of assignment. So type of assignment, we have a different type of assignment, right? We can do either we can do a complete assignment to the another entity, either we can partially assignment, like assignment to the another entity but with respect to only some of the goods and services. For example, my trademark is dealing with the grocery as well as other FMCG product, right? So if my trademark is registered with the broader size and I am dealing with the other parts of the product, so I can transfer only the specific goods and services only. So that is not the complete assignment. You can say that is a partial assignment to the other entity but with respect to only some of the goods and services. Again, third part is assignment with goodwill and assignment with without goodwill, right? That is the assignment. There is a thin line difference between the assignment and the license. So the license of a mark is allowed to other to use the mark without assigning the ownership. The word in the license or the registered user, the ownership is not transferred. But if the assignment is in the earlier slide, we have seen that the ownership is transferred. So the license of a mark is allowed to other to use the mark without assigning the ownership. And the same may be done for all or some of our goods or service covered. The Trademark Act does not mention the word term license. The concept under the act is mentioned as a registered user. There is a term as a registered user. It is a part of a trademark licensing. In a trademark licensing is advantageous to both the parties. While the licensor enjoys rights to the trademark by getting the royalty for its use, and the licensee is able to expand its market operation by using the brand and developing its reputation. Again, you can do the permitted use. There is a registered user as well as the permitted use. There can be a two kind of a permitted use by the third party, with registration as a registered user, without registration as a registered user. For example, my trademark is registered, but my brother, yeah, some of my friends, relative, or some of my business associates want to use my trademark. So we have a two option: either without registration as a registered user, they can use it with my permission, or they can use with the registration as a registered user. For permitted use of a trademark without being registered as a registered user. So following are the conditions we have to satisfy that. First, we have to see that the trademark must have a valid registration when granting the permission. So it's not like that your trademark registration, valid registration is expired and now you are going to give the rights. You have a right till the 10 years from the date of application. So the trademark must have a valid registration when granting the permission. And there must be a written agreement by the registered proprietor granting a permission for such a use of the trademark. And the trademark proposed user must abide by the terms and conditions on which the registration of a trademark is subject. This section 28 of the Trademark Act deals with the effect of a registration, right? As we have already witnessed in the past 45 minutes, that trademarks and the registrations and the process, and now we are dealing with the effect of a registration. Section 28 deals with the right conferred by the registration. A registered proprietor of the trademark can assert an exclusive right to use the trademark subject to the condition, subject to the other provision of the act, or subject to its validity. The important terms in the trademark practice is infringement. That is very much important topic, and the word use infringement. An infringement would occur when an unregistered proprietor uses a registered trademark, which is likely to cause a confusion. The word which is likely to cause a confusion on the part of the public, and which is likely to have an association with the registered trademark. So section 9 is subject to the section 30. No infringement notwithstanding the registration in the following cases. These are the cases where the party is using the registered trademark belonging to the another one, if it is in the accordance with the honest practice in the industrial or a commercial matter, or is a detrimental to the distinctive character of the different trademark. Second one is similar when the usage is inductive of a kind, quality, or a quantity. So what if my mark is not registered? Suppose if we are a registered trademark, thus the statutory protection granted if I am a registered trademark owner. So what happen if any other person use my trademark without my permission? So I have a statutory protection against the infringement. And vice versa, if I am also not registered, right? I'm an unregistered trademark owner. I'm using the trademark, but that is not registered. So the word infringement will change with the word passing off. So passing off only if your mark has a generated goodwill. You have to be proved in a court of law that you have generated a goodwill. It's not like that. So for a passing off, 3 tests we have to be passed. Firstly, the plaintiff has to establish that he has considerable goodwill and the reputation in India. Secondly, the trade name of the plaintiff is distinctive to the goods and services. And third, there is a similarity in the mark of a plaintiff and the defendant which is likely to cause a confusion in the mind of the public. So we have to be checked in this 3 parameter while we determine the word passing off. Mark shall be deemed to be respectively similar to the another mark if it is so nearly resemble that other mark as to be likely to deceive or cause a confusion. Respectively similar marks, like you have seen that Puma or Coma, Nike or Nuki, you have witnessed in the market that there every product has a duplicate in their market, and they are using, sometimes they are using the same brand, same logo, but in the different font or a different name or different word, right? So that is a respectively similar marks. So what happens? Take action against the infringement. So what constitutes the infringement? Any reproduction, use, distribution, performance, extra of the work without the permission of the owner. So the word is without the permission of the owner. Just in my previous slide, I have already give you example, like I have already having a trademark registered with me, but I have not given a right to use my trademark to the other person. If I am not giving the right, without my permission, that is called the infringement. So any reproduction, use, distribution, performance of the work without the permission of the owner, and identical, substantial, similar reproduction is also covered. So what happens if there is an infringement? You have to get the damages and injunctions. So remedy of the trademark infringement. A suit can lie in a district court or high court, and the punishment extends from 6 months to 3 years. A permanent ban on engaging in a commercial activities. So example of a successful civil, there is a one case study, practical case study, example of a successful civil enforcement action. 3 suits filed by the Adidas Solomon AG in Delhi High Court against the counterfeiters. At the initial stage, infringing goods were seized by the local commissioners, and the case was decreed recently, and damage of 15 lakh rupees was awarded to the Adidas Solomon. Some case studies I'm going to share with you, that is a very important to understand. So what is the respectively similar? So in the case of SM Dicam Limited versus Cadbury India Limited, in this case, plaintiff started a business of chips, wafers under the trademark Picnic, and later defendant started a business of chocolates under the name Picnic same, and the suit allying the trademark infringement was filed thereafter. The court held that the marks not be respectively similar as they are different in appearance and the composition of word. Another trademark case judgment is geographical name. The Imperial Tobacco Company versus Registrar of Trademark. The fact was that the application for registration of a label bearing with the device of a snow-held hills in outline and the word Shimla written on permanently for a manufacturing of tobacco, which is proposed to be used. And that issue, whether the issue was that whether Shimla can be registered as a part of trademark. The reason of the registrar is a geographical name or a geographical word is registrable only on the evidence of distinctiveness. Shimla is a famous geographical name, hence not registrable except on very strong evidence of distinctiveness. In this case, no secondary meaning or acquired distinctiveness. Appeal to the Calcutta High Court, registration refused. Shimla was not acquired a secondary meaning. Very interesting case law of the trademark, that is a Coca-Cola Company versus Bisleri International Private Limited. Again, the defendant Bisleri. This case study deals with the assignment part. We have already discussed in our past PPTs, past slides. The defendant Bisleri by a master agreement had sold and assigned by the trademark Maza, including formulation right, know-how, intellectual property rights, and goodwill for India with respect to the mango fruity drink known as Maza to the Coca-Cola. In 2008, the defendant company filed for a registration of the mark Maza in Turkey. The Maza trademark is registered by the Bisleri, the defendant Bisleri, and they have signed a master agreement and sold and assigned the trademark Maza, including the formulation right, know-how, intellectual property right, and goodwill for India with respect for India. The word is for India. With respect to a mango fruity drink known as a Maza to the Coca-Cola. They have transferred all the rights, but in 2008, they have filed the registration of mark Maza in Turkey and start exporting food under the name Maza. The plaintiff Coca-Cola claimed a permanent injection and damages for the infringement of trademark and a passing off. The court granted interim injunction against the defendant, that is Bisleri, from using the word Maza in India as well for export, which was infringement of trademark. A recent case study of the in Delhi High Court, one person they have started when they have witnessed when they have seen the corona attack, they have started all the sanitizers and all the hand sanitizer with the same packaging, same level, not with the Dettol, that is called Dettol. The case was filed in the Delhi High Court, and the defendant are directed to deposit sum of ₹1 lakh to the JJF fund in the name of Registrar General, High Court, New Delhi, within 1 week from the today. So that is the case. Again, Paytm versus PayPal. So this is the theory we have to be shared, that in the PayPal versus Paytm. The case started on 18th of November 2016 when the PayPal Inc. filed an objection against the Paytm for using the logo similar to them. For first couple of years market, and it's only after the popularity of Paytm that PayPal filed an objection stating that Paytm has copied the name as well as the logo of PayPal. You have seen that Paytm and the same PayPal. So both the brands started with the word pay and both are related to the online payments and transaction. Secondly, the logo of both the companies made of same color combination. And in a glance, anyone can get confused between two logos. It makes a strategy sense of PayPal to attempt to enter the market, Indian market, in a big way now, since it is likely that India will be viable market for all the kinds of cashless payment services in India. So when the FDI came, so I will come to the conclusion that while PayPal may still have an agreement to shoot at capturing the Indian market for mobile wallet, we believe that it would be unlikely to see any success in the wars against the Paytm. So conclusion is, create yourself rather than using others' creation. Don't use the competitor mark in such a way that it harms the competitor unfair. No comparison that are likely to be cause confusion. So technology advancement made the job of creator easy, and it also made the job of copier easy. So we can ask for a questions, or if you allow me, then I will try to give a practical of how to file the trademark, how to file the reply.
Sir, so can we take the questions whatever that came up now, or else?
Yes, yes. How many questions we have right now?
1 minute, sir. Just check. We have something around 5 to 6.
5 to 6. Yes, we can take the question, and we have enough time. Around 1 hour time we have, so we can discuss about the practical aspect. Right?
1 minute, sir. Okay, I'm sharing my. Screen is visible, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So first question is that, is it better to apply a multiple class together or individual? Applicant are advisable. So you have to be decide. So hold on. Is my PPT or my screen is visible?
No, sir, it's not visible.
Okay, okay, no worries, no worries. So as per my suggestion is that first you have to be identified that in which trademark class is more important for you. You have to apply in a single application, right, for a single class. Then subsequently with the reference of the trademark you have already in the other class, you have to apply. But again, it's only on the depending on case to case. Sometimes your client will have a different mindset. They want to apply in a single go, because if the brand is established and the other person also are going to copy their brand, right? So it is advisable on case to case. Initially, if the client is not in hurry, then you have to apply in a single class, wait for the approval, or when they accept that, then apply in the other class. That is only based on the information of the client, right? So advisable is for a single go, and but if there is a need, then we will go for the another. The second question is that, can I see this? Okay, got it. The trademark has been registered in the name of an individual. Now the person is going to start a private limited company. How the trademark can be transformed? Very good question. Very much important question. So again, in this scenario, what happened that most of the time, how we advise to the client. See, for example, me and my wife both have incorporated a private limited company. Just I am giving the practical example, and we want for a trademark. And as I have already give you the explanation that you have to pay 9,000 rupees if you are going to apply. But if we don't have a MSME certificate, or we don't have a Startup India certificate, then we have to pay 9,000 rupees, right? So my suggestion to my client is that it is better you can take a trademark in your name only, individual name only, rather than for the private limited company. First, there is a two way of thinking. First is to save the 4,500 rupees. Second one is that as a professional, you have lot of witness that lot of person incorporated a private limited company. After 2 year or 3 year down the line, they are not comply with the ROC or income tax or GST compliances. After that, the company goes on the striking off. If they apply in the name of the proprietor, director, and similar, and director is a similar director is a family member, then it is a better to take in the name of the director name only. And in your case only, if trademark is registered in the name of an individual and now person is going, so you have to be take a written permission from the individual that this private limited company can use their trademark, right? You have a different option. Either you can transfer it like in an assignment, or you can use as a permitted user with the written agreement between the individual as well as the private limited company, between both the parties. So you have a lot of options. Either go for the legal side for the assignment of the trademark, you have to transfer it. Otherwise, you can take only a written permission from the individual and use it. And sir, at the time of a renewal, the trademark symbol can be changed. So trademark symbol cannot be changed. Minor informations like the proprietor details, address, and minor things can be changed, but main trademark symbol cannot be changed. But with the permission of the department, if we change the like trademark color or other particulars, so minorities, if the department is accepted, then we can change. Please move to the other question. How do we ensure that the mark is distinct? Please share us few ground rule. For example, in one of case, I have applied for a Kamlesh Purohit and received an objection that if the conflict with the Kamlesh and party. In such a case, can we respond to the department? Yes. So that is, you have received a notice in class 11, for example. Now, while trademark search, right? You have to be focused on the basic part of your name. In this scenario, you have given that the Kamlesh Purohit and Kamlesh and party, if they are already having a Kamlesh and party registered party, they have already trademarked, and you have applied with the name of Kamlesh Purohit, definitely they can raise an objection. So you have to be use coin word of the trademark. Avoid general trademark, and in the previous slides of my PPT I have already talked about we have to be focused on the public search part, and the trademark should be very unique and the name should be very unique, or you can say something like a coin word. Is there any other question? If there is no any other question, if you allow me, then I will share on how to apply trademark online. Are you there? Okay.
Yes.
There is another question. How and where to track the trademark application work in progress? Okay, that's a good example. I am giving you a practical experience. Can a foreign entity register a trademark in India without having a legal entity in India, vice versa? And vice versa, if a trademark registered in India to be registered in other country, is there any limitation of legal? See, for a international, we have a merit system, right? We have to apply in the country where we trade, whatever the trademark we have registered in India, we can use in India only. But if we want to apply in other country, we have to pay that fees and apply for the WITU. Please let us know the procedure of applying of the trademark, right? Sir, there is any other question?
Those are the questions as of now. So I'll just ask for the team to check for this. Not much. So they some have asked for the PPT and some have asked for the practical aspects with any example in PPT. That's it. 1 minute, I'll just. This one. What happened to this crocodile and lag position? Is my screen visible, sir? Hello.
What happened to the crocodile versus Lactotic issues? That is a big case law. We will discuss later on. First, we can move with the other part because I want to, because lot of other process, like in the 7 point, someone asked about the procedure of applying of trademark and how to check the trademark application process. So it is better we will focus on the trademark application right now. Regarding the copyright and the patent, will arrange some other day to discuss about the patent and the copyright. The subject is very vast. I am required to apply trademark in every country where I want to launch a product. Yes, if you want to apply, yes. Not in every country, you have an option that you have applied the international trademark in a single application, and there is approximately, you have all the application. You have to select the convention part in which country you are going to apply. You have to pay that fees only in the single application. You have not to apply for each and every country a different application. On a single application, you can move for the international trademark. How long it will take to get TM if all things go as planned with no objection? Right now, as of now, we will get the certificate within a 5 months or a 6 months from the date of applying, because trademark department is going very hard and giving a certificate within a 5 or 6 months if there is no objection we have received. Can a can any firm send a notice to anybody if other dealer has open? See, if your firm, there is a two part you have to see that firm is registered or not. As per the department, like firm name is registered as a trade name, is registered as a trademark. If they are registered as in the trademark department, they can give the notice to the other parties. If they don't have a trademark, but they have registered under the registrar of partnership firm, so I don't think so they can give a legal notice to the other dealer. And if that firm is a LLP, if that firm is a Ministry of Corporate Affairs, a private limited company, then they can give a written application to the ROC that the same name is used by the other party, like LLP or a partnership or other private limited company. They can take a action against them. How legal hire get the trademark or a copyright? Copyright can get the trademark. If we talk about the legal hires, only the legal hires get the copyright, get the trademark like a author 60 years from the death of the lifetime of the author plus 60 years from the this. But if we talk about the trademark, so trademark we have to be, if we have an individual having a trademark and having a certificate with them, they have to apply with the court regarding the legal successor certificate and follow that procedure. How to reply against the objection? So we have to we have received a witness objection in section 9 and 11, right? We have received a section 9 and 11, and we have to be filed online only. That I want to share with you if times allows, how to file the reply against the objection. Yes, for a global, because one of my dealer has received a notice from the advocate stating that the same commodity you have kept in the same style. So the dealer is not registered in trademark. See, if the trademark, other dealer is not registered in the trademark, again, there is a passing off. If the goodwill is created by the other person, if I am using the trademark, but I am not registered it, but I have to be proof that that is the goodwill of mine, then they can take action. Can we start using for a global TM? Also, we need to apply in IP India. Yes, IP India site. Then you have to. They will send you to the another link for the international trademark. Yes. Point number 17. Can one use a TM immediately on filing the application? Yes, definitely 100%. Yes, on the same time. For example, I am receiving the trademark challan or a government receipt. We can use the TM immediately. And there is there any process of accepting the approval? No, there is no other process of accepting the approval. Can we start using the trademark while application is pending to be approved? Yes, we can start the trademark. Even I have given you example, right? I'm using the trademark without getting the registration, right? Even if you apply for the trademark registered, so you can use the trademark with the word TM. TM should be there. TM word should be used. Without using might get a difficulty because it will create a problem.
The 19th question.
Can a company secretary register a separate trademark other than the collective trademark of ICSI? No, we cannot apply for the same trademark. If I am a company secretary, you are a chartered accountant, you cannot apply the collective trademark of ICSI. That is the authority only at the part of the institute only. I can do one thing. I can apply for my personal logo. Like I am using the word deep dive. Deep dive is my logo. So I can apply as a separate for my firm only. But for the institute, I cannot apply. I have no authority. See, sir, as you stated by you that they can claim the goodwill. See, goodwill you have to be proved in the court of law. Like I am giving you example. If if I have started a business in the unregistered trademark, you have to be proof of goodwill in your title. See, other person knows to you that you are doing a business since long. For example, I am running a business of Bittu Tikki Wala. Just I'm giving you example, BTW. There is a big chain. So I am doing a business Bittu Tikki Wala in Delhi, and people knows me everywhere in my area, in my territory area. Then in that case, if some other person, because I'm using the Bittu Tikki Wala in my area, right? Everyone knows me that Vivek Sharma is the proprietor or the partner of the firm. And if other person use that name and registered it, then I can claim that that is, I have already established a goodwill. That is, I have to be proved in a court of law. But please keep in mind very important point that you have to be proved in a title only. For example, in Delhi I have seated, but they have opened a trademark in Bangalore. So how can I prove in a Bangalore that Bittu Tikki Wala is the represented by Vivek Sharma? So I can't prove it, na? So it should be in a title. That's why we advise that we should go for the registration certificate rather than using the unregistered trademark. Is registering particular color alone possible without any word? Like Coca-Cola use, yes, is registering, yes, without any word or symbol, yes, you can use it. Like a orange color, you can register a black color, but you have to be selective in way that which brand is using that color. And public search, the whole process of the trademark is depending on the public search. Can you explain the filing of the case with respect of a trademark under the Commercial Act 2015? Sorry, I don't have an idea about point number 22. Sir, for a goodwill without registering the trademark, the advocate is asking the huge compensation under which law? So you have to see, you have to don't afraid about the legal notice. You have to just ask and you have to given the reply. And in that legal process, you have to be see and check whether they have a goodwill or not. Because in the court of law, they have to prove a goodwill. That is a very much important. That is very much important if they are not.
Excellent presentation. I am sure this will be very much useful to all the participants of the program. The way in which you have answered to all the questions shows that your in-depth knowledge in the particular subject. Thank you so much, sir, for valuable time spending with us. Most importantly, my sincere thanks to all the participants for your active participation. Thank you so much, sir. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.